Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. Today is Friday, and it's been a minute since we did a review. Today is Fancy Friday for our current viewers. If you're new, Fancy Friday is something we do every single week, so definitely subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Today, we are smoking by far one of my favorite cigars, known by that famous word, davidoff. Today, we are smoking the Davidoff Limited Edition Millennium Lancero. We have smoked one Davidoff blend on here by the Millennium blend. It has that famous 151 Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. By far one of my favorite Davidoff cigars, and it also is one of the strongest Davidoff cigars. This box I have had for just about a year and a half. They are a little bit different from the regular one, I believe. This is indeed a Cuban format size cigar. It has the classic Davidoff triple cap. It is a Lancero size cigar, as the name suggests. It has a gorgeous triple cap, and the top cap is a pigtail, very synonymous with Cuban culture. Alrighty, let's see what we have here. These have been aging in my humidor, like I said, for about a year and a half. So they have been resting for a little bit. Frankly, I did not want to smoke these. What do you need?
While
You're going to show.
I'm going to show.
Let's check out the wrapper here. Silky smooth wrapper. A crap ton of spots for oil. Hopefully Jake can get a good shot of this beautiful cigar as he knocks over the phone.
Whoopsies. Why does it keep on falling? That's what. Alright. Let's see if I can get that pigtail in here. As you guys can see, there's that pigtail that Zach was talking about on the triple cap. Very nice cigar here.
Jake's pigtail has come undone. Mine has not, so I'm going to walk around and show you my pigtail. And hopefully not knock over the camera this time. I'm going to let Jake talk about what the cigar looks like, and I'm going to come around and show you what the pigtail should look like. As he pushes me out of my stool.
Alright. How's that?
Still recording.
Yes.
We are still recording. Well, this is going to be very hard to show.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to that bottom light,
You
but
cannot see. Oh. There we go.
Alright, as I was saying,
Lancero.
has the
And you can kind of
normal
see the pigtail.
Davidoff smell.
As I
Very
almost
wonderful.
knock over the phone again. And there is the cigar. Very thin stick, and it is a Cuban classic. Jake?
Looks very well packed. And like I was saying, has just that typical Davidoff cigar smell to it.
I'm getting a lot of fruit on the bottom.
Very fruity, very chocolatey.
Good pack. Alright, these have been sitting in my humidor for a year and a half. I've said it a million times now. I cannot wait any longer to smoke this cigar. We're going to do it right now. I do not have my Italian... Oh my.
What?
Beg my pardon. We are not... What the hell happened to the music? Wow, we really just fell apart here. I was going to say let's get it cut up and lit up, but Jake is already pre-cutting, so I'm going to say let's get it cut up and lit up.
Boy, you kind of just like...
Yeah, I was going to fix that, though. Damn, that's a perfect cut. That is probably the best cut I've ever seen on a cigar.
Yep.
A nice, snug draw. Holy cow.
Holy fruit. That's a lot of fruit there.
That's a lot of chocolate, and there's a spider on my hat. This is going to be an interesting evening.
Indeed.
Spiders, phones falling over, perfect caps on cigars. Music isn't working, and this is a strong cigar. Let's see what it has to offer. I probably should toast this with my little single flame, whatchamacallit, lighter, but I'm not. So we're just going to do DuPont. Cigar has a pretty nice feeling in the hand. And the foot is blackening well. a very nice aroma coming off this cigar. The unfortunate part is I love the Davidoff Millennium blend. It's by far one of my favorites. The Grand Cru and the Anniversario are my other ones. This is a limited edition, so if this is really good, I'm going to be a little bit upset because you can't find it and it's not available online. Lighting very well. Alrighty.
Holy moly. Holy fruit. Lots of chocolate there. A little bit of a coffee. Medium to long finish on the palate here. Actually favoring towards a long finish.
Different over here. I have a medium to light finish, a shit ton of fruit. I mean a crap ton of fruit. A lot of fruit. It's like drinking juice, like a prune juice with a dark chocolate and then the classic Davidoff tasting notes.
Wow, that aroma coming off that is heavenly.
We do have another review today, a drink review. Probably not very fitting for a cigar review. However, I love Coke Zero, and I've heard a lot about this. And in my hand, I am currently holding the Coca-Cola Oreo. So we're gonna see what this tastes like, and hopefully it doesn't taste like crap. We'll give it a sniff test. It smells like almost like Pepsi.
It does.
All right. It tastes like Pepsi and vanilla.
Yeah, it just tastes like they made a Pepsi.
It's very fizzy. I mean, very fizzy.
Almost way too much. Almost way too fizzy.
I like my drinks really bubbly. So when it's really fizzy, I like it. I put not cream soda. I put club soda in just about every one of my drinks because that's super bubbly. Oh, you can definitely smell the Oreo out of the glass.
I'm Robin. I'm a nurse, and I live here in Pennsylvania.
You gotta be shitting
A
me.
big part of my life in this community.
We don't care about your life, Robin, and we don't care about politics either. This is what happens when you try to use royalty-free music on YouTube. It's a stupid idea. So we're gonna go with Jane Street. Wow, we really got off on a tangent. Oreo Coke, good cigars.
And
Good Oreo Coke.
And Fancy Friday with no fancy outfits.
And Fancy Friday with no fancy outfits. Nothing wrong with that. We're enjoying a good cigar. Draw is loosening up a little bit now that we're rolling here. You know, this is really appalling to say, but the way the Oreo Coke pairs with the Davidoff cigar is pretty damn good.
Still getting a lot of fruit here.
I don't know what it is, but it just accents it. And this Coke isn't even cold. I bet you it's even better cold. My Stella Artois over here is getting warm. So I'm going to pour that, and I'm going to let Jake talk a little bit more about this cigar, and then we'll get into the second third here shortly. So
all right.
Chat it up for a moment while I find a glass. I don't have a beer glass, so this is going to be a disgrace. But
so,
a pint glass is one would say.
very white ash. Not very white, but decently white. Very well rolled, as we had stated. It feels not like a super snug pack, but decent enough to where you can tell in the hands it's a nice rolled cigar. The wrapper has some prominent veins, not too many, but a decent amount. And like I stated like 3 different times, just a lot of fruit here on the whole cigar.
Oh, that's tasty. Yeah! We got Coke. We got Stella Artois with no alcohol in it. we got Davidoff Millennium Lanceros. I have
Still just
way
a-
too much energy.
Still just a lot of fruit, chocolate, not much else. That's alright though. It's a good pair.
May I?
It almost tastes like one of those chocolate covered cherries that you get in the Sarah's candy boxes.
Sure.
Or at least that's what I'm kind of pairing it to.
Well, unlike me, Jake maintained his composure throughout this clip. I just had a
ADHD one.
I had an ADHD moment there. I got pretty excited. I got a tasty cigar and a tasty beer.
Tasty Coke.
And a tasty Coke. So we'll see how this Stella Artois pairs with this Davidoff Millennium. You gotta put the Artois on it like you're French, even though it's not a French beer, it's a Belgian beer. I really need to end this clip because this is not gonna end well if I continue.
Yeah.
Me and Jake are gonna go dive into the set. No, we're not diving into the second third. We're gonna go smoke this down to the second third, and we will see you in the second third of the Davidoff Millennium Lancero.
Third. And this cigar is quite heavenly. I'm thoroughly enjoying this cigar. Tasting notes. The fruit has kind of died down. Not totally, but it's just mellowed out. It's not as strong. Still getting that chocolate. Like I said, not as strong. It's kind of mellowed out. Now getting more of a floral pepper. Let me get a couple puffs here and get you more notes.
Beer out of a rocks glass. It may be a disgrace, but it does quite the nice job.
Yeah, just getting fruit, not as much chocolate as before. That's mellowed out almost completely. A floral pepper. I think that's about it. I can't really describe any other tasting notes that I'm getting here. It's quite complex of a flavor palette here. Quite enjoyable. My draw has loosened up quite a bit here. It's become almost a perfect draw. No effort. And like I said, a very nice cigar. Thoroughly enjoying it. And how much did you say this was? $50? So far. I would say I'd buy a box of these.
Good luck.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to find them. But
It's unfortunate.
if you do stumble upon a box that has some in it, buy one. Maybe two. Or the rest of the box at that point.
I sure would. I know who I'm calling to see if they have more.
So,
Here's the thing.
gonna pass it over to Zach here.
So here's the issue. When Davidoff first released this box, the MSRP of each one of these cigars was $35. So they were purchased for $35, and when I went to get my other box that I have, the place that had them sold them to me for $50 then. $50 a stick, so this box was in turn $500. Reason being they were $500 is one, they're a limited edition, and they came out last July. So they were hard to get. Don't know why they had to sell them to me for $50, but I like the cigar so much, I just had to keep it. I mean, I had to buy it. I did not talk about tasting notes right there, so I'm going to talk about them right now. As Jake had said, and he also took my tasting note, I was getting floral pepper spice. A pink pepper spice is how I would describe it best. No black pepper. It doesn't have that real rich, earthy taste that black pepper has. It's a very light, wispy smoke. My draw is now quite loose. The ash is stacking like a button. Different stack there, but mine is stacking like a button, and I can show you that here momentarily. Other tasting notes, classic Davidoff cream that you get with the Millennium blend. That light pepper spice, a citrus note. I'd say a little bit of wood, some sort of woodiness to it. Yeah, let's see.
There's something on the end of the palate that I can't quite describe, but it's a different taste.
Like a before it fully finishes, I get hickory. And on the very back, on the back part of your tongue, I get that. I'm tasting those cherry chocolates, like those Christmas cherry chocolates. It's like a dark chocolate and has the cherry with the goo in it. That's what I get.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
I didn't know if you meant like a freeze-dried cherry dipped in chocolate.
No. Like those ones that are like gooey. I still can't describe
I can't
what I'm
believe
getting
this.
on the back of this palate, though.
So, the pairing I have here today, I'm not a big fan of drinking alcohol. I don't like empty calories. Can I see that bottle briefly? So I'm drinking a Stella Artois Double Zero. Like I said, you got to specify the Artois. Don't know why, but I like to. This is a Stella Double Zero non-alcoholic. This is a malt beer. Some people consider it a Pinsler. Some people consider it whatever the hell you want to consider it. To me, beer's beer. Considering it's a NA, it tastes pretty damn good. I've had regular Stella before, and really the only difference is this is maybe ever so slightly a little bit more bubbly, but it has that same crisp and that bitter and then that fruity note that Stella has. And I think that pairs with this cigar so well because this cigar has been so sweet. So I think the bitterness of this beer here, it kind of mellows out that bitterness. And when you take a puff of your cigar and you sip on a beer, I think it just kind of mellows it right. A brand we've smoked on the channel before and we're smoking tomorrow. If I can find it, maybe.
It's a San Cristobal.
It's a San Cristobal. Shit. It's here somewhere. Anyway, I'll tell you. There's no use. I'll look around here. It's a oh, here we go. It is the San Cristobal Papayego XXL, a very fat cigar. Happens to be one of my favorite darker cigars. I will show you that. You can kind of briefly see it. I will do a more in-depth picture of it tomorrow. And I'm not going to talk about it too much because that would spoil tomorrow's video. As I had said, back to pairings, Stella Artois and a sweeter cigar, and then a more mellow, woody, richer cigar. You're going to have a sweeter beer, so maybe like a IPA. I don't know a lot about beer. Bourbon, that's a different question. I can answer every bourbon question. Not a big beer guy, but I happen to like Stella. It's a little more of an expensive beer, a little more classy, niche. It used to be, little history on it, it used to be a Christmas beer only. It was a limited edition beer, hence the reason there is the North Star right there. So it was a Christmas beer to signify Christ, and other things. Don't know why there's that little... I'm not going to say what it is because I don't know what it is, but all I know it was a limited edition Christmas beer. People liked it so much, Stella started to make it, and then, before non-alcoholic was a thing, it just took off as a beer, and then people were like, okay, I don't need alcohol, I like the taste of beer, so they made an NA. I like it. I think it's good. It's a little pricey. A 6-pack is $12, and these bottles are pretty damn small. I don't know how many ounces this is. However, 11.2 ounces. I'm getting off topic, talking about non-alcoholic beers that nobody will probably care about. And any final remarks?
No, I think we just get right into this.
Jake is very close to the final third. I have a lot more to smoke. I'm enjoying this. I'm going to come around real quick and show you what my ash is looking like. And I'm going to have Jake close the clip while I walk around. All right?
All right. While Zach shows you guys his ash there,
Do my best.
like to just note on a couple things. If you guys are liking the videos that we're putting out, please let us know in the comments. We get a lot of
Focus. There we go.
the same kind of responses in our videos for those that do comment, and we do appreciate that. We appreciate every
our
comment.
consistent reviewers. However, we would like some more suggestions on cigars that we should smoke.
I think pretty soon here we're gonna start running the polls again. We have a couple cigars that we do want to try. We have a box that we want to get.
We got about 15 more viewers So I think our polls might be a little bit more lucrative if we did that. I want to show them the front of this box.
As I'm dying from the smoke over here.
There is the box. Welcome back, everyone. We are now in the final third of the Davidoff Millennium Lancero limited edition. I have to say, this cigar is pretty damn good. With the varying price, I've yet to decide on a judgment for it yet, but as for flavor characteristics and the other things, not really much. It's got this weird taste that's lingering in my mouth for quite some time, and I can't really put my finger on it. But it's a good taste, and for the most part, everything else is just about the same. Forgive me, all you beer gurus, that I'm drinking out of a rocks glass and not a pint glass. But
You know, when you mix it with that Oreo Coke, it almost has like a pancake syrupy taste to it.
that's what I was looking for. Look at that gorgeous head. That's what Stella's known for. They have that bright white head, and then that real, like, bitter, whatever you want to call it. By no means is this a sponsorship for Stella Artois. However, if you need some information and you want to send some stuff my way, just comment down below. Yeah, not too much right now, so I'm going to pass it over to Jake. We're going to chat a little bit about news, and I'm going to let him talk about his tasting notes on this cigar.
Alright.
In the meantime, I am not going to get my phone because that's what's recording. So, I'll get my tablet.
Alright.
Hopefully it has what I need on it.
So, I couldn't really have said it better. This cigar is very complex. The tasting notes are varying, and it's not very easy to turn it on to the... Not turn it on, but like really describe what we're tasting here. It's just so complex, I can't really put tastes to it.
It really is very complex, and I think the reason it is so complex is because it is a Lancero. So you have a lot of cigar as in length, but in a ring gauge it's a 33. It's a Cuban classic size, and I think that's why we're getting these really strong flavor characteristics along with that development notes as well. Continue. My apologies.
Dying in the smoke over here. Like I said, it's got that like pancakey, syrupy taste to it. Very weird. I've never really had that in a cigar before.
It's good.
But it is good. It's a very interesting taste, especially when you pair it with our new addition, the Coke Oreo.
Got those at
But-
Giant Eagle. I'm not sure what other places have them, but
I'm sure.
everybody has them.
Almost
I've seen them
every-
all over every single social media page possible.
But the fruit has completely died out. I'm getting like almost no fruit now.
No, me neither. Just almost
That like pink pepper.
an earth. I'm getting on the near side of a black pepper is what I'm
It's
approaching.
getting almost like a spicy black pepper, earth, that like syrupy pancake taste, and just like a little more of a note that I can't really describe also. But it's very nice. And with that being said, I'm gonna start the news while Zach figures out what we're getting into here.
Well, I'm figured out.
All right. News-wise for this week,
I am going to
Tomorrow-
briefly continue. I'm just talking
Yeah.
out loud to myself.
tomorrow we did.
I already revealed.
Yeah, we already revealed it. We did have wow, holy fuck, shit.
Double cut. Apologies for our swear words.
Yes, I
Don't take that
apologize.
to heart. That is simply us expressing our terrible form.
Grammar.
Grammar, correct.
I need to work
There
on
we
that.
go.
I need to work on that.
Licorice. That's what it is.
Indeed.
This is
couldn't put
from
it-
Davidoff's website. Allow me to briefly describe.
Steal my news.
On the bottom, we have oak, coffee, and a prune. I said that. It's funny I said that. Prune juice. Second third, white pepper. We were right on. Dark chocolate and almond. Final third, along with more white pepper. A peat is what they use for scotch. And then the licorice, as I just described. It is a Ecuadorian 151 wrapper. I said that. It is a Mexican San Andreas binder and filler. And also a little bit of a Dominican Republic binder and filler in there as well. It is a 7x40 ring gauge. My mistake on the 33 ring gauge. And it is out of stock. They suggest that you pair it with a whiskey. Yeah. Okay. Back to the news.
All right, thank you. So we do have a set cigar for tomorrow. It is the San Cristobal Papi.
Shit. Papayago XXL.
I was gonna say, are we revealing what it is or no?
We already showed him.
Yeah, true. They're gonna get it. Yeah, it's the Papayago XXL. And then Sunday is actually gonna be a quite interesting one.
We don't know what it is.
So for Sunday's review, it's gonna be a blind review. My stepdad has a membership for a cigar, like monthly membership thing where they send him cigars to review, and then at the end of the month they reveal what it was, the price, blah 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 blah. Well, this month he got them, but he's working a lot more than usual, so he said that me and Zach here could review it on the channel if we would like to, and obviously we're not going to turn down a free review. So with that being said, it is going to be a blind review. We're going to give you guys the notes, and then later on this month or early next month, we will give you guys
insight of what we're doing for October.
Not even that. We'll post a news with, like, under that link for what exactly it was.
We'll start getting polls out too soon. Now that I'm in the swing of what I'm doing in my life and other things, I'm not going to go into life matters. We're not here to talk about our lives. By no means is this a social practice. We're reviewing cigars and drinking beverages. So yeah.
Indeed. And then next week, we don't really have a plan for next week yet.
We haven't had a plan for the past...
like 5 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
But there has been a box that we have been really wanting to pick up, and it has been heavily recommended to me that a lot of the cigars in that box are very good. So with that being said, me and Zach are going to try our best efforts to get a box each this upcoming week. And then what else do we got going on? I think that's about it for now.
I think we should dive into our review here. We have I developed pretty much as what a essay to review our cigars. So our cigar reviews are going to go in much more detail. In past times, we've been a little on and off with what we're ranking, what we're not ranking. So
indeed. We made
some time and
got a list of
made quite the thing here. So I'm going to start with my review.
Oh, I was going to say you could end it. That way you could end the clip, big boy.
I'll start. You end the clip.
All right.
We're letting Jake end the clip.
All right.
Alrighty. As you heard it, I am going to dive into the final review of the Davidoff Millennium Lancero. With a varying price of $30 to $50, depending on where you get it. I'm just going to go down the line here. As for the wrapper, we're going to give it a 10. Pre-light cold draw, it was pretty good. It had some pretty interesting notes that I was able to put my finger on quite quick. We'll give that a 10 as well. Lighting gets a 10. Initial taste gets a 10. Complexity, definitely a 10. As for overall balance, it transitioned from third to third quite well. Wasn't anything crazy. Give it a 9. Overall evenness of the cigar, did it burn well, etc. It gets a 10. As for draw, resistance, etc., started off a little heavy, moved to a very light right now. Give it a 9 because we had that slight little interference in the beginning. As for the overall pleasantness, this is a little something fancy I added. I'm just going to read it off of here. Pleasantness, the aroma of the smoke should be enjoyable and complement the flavors. Pay attention to the room note, which is the scent that the smoke leaves in the air. Pretty self-explanatory. Give it a damn 10 because it's a fucking Davidoff. Really wanted the it's the word I'm looking for. Emphasize that effing because it's a Davidoff. Davidoff's the best. I don't care what you say, it's the best. It is the best. I do not care what you say.
All right.
It is the best.
Buddy.
Is it the best?
I mean, it is the best.
It's the best. As for our non-biased opinions, as for strength and strength wasn't very strong. Usually the Millenniums knock me on my ass. I'll give it a 6. And overall enjoyment, it was very enjoyable. I really liked it, and this is going to give me my final rating of the Davidoff Millennium Lancero here, coming at a 9.5. All the stuff that I just explained the past 5 minutes gives that contribution towards that 9.5 score, so you can kind of understand that for yourself. I'm going to pass it to Jake right now, and I don't think I have anything else to add, but if I have something else to add before the final clip, the final ending of this video, I'll say it. So you're definitely going to want to use that because you can't use that by memory.
Alright, let's see. Alright, so for my rating, we're going to dive right into it. I have nothing really too far to add on this cigar. For the wrapper, I'm going to give it a 10. The wrapper looked very nice. It wasn't very oily, but it was oily enough to where you could tell it was a very nice wrapper there.
Right.
Construction, a 10. The cigar was great, cut very nice. Oh, good lord. No issues. The draw was very nice. It was snug at the beginning. Came out real nice. Shape and size, gonna have to give that a 10. Honestly, this is almost the perfect cigar to enjoy on a nice weekend night when you're just wanting to relax, smoke a nice cigar, and have an enjoyable evening. The cold draw and the light, a 10. The cold draw gave off very nice notes that hinted towards a very nice taste, and the light was also a 10. It lit very well, very easily.
Never really had an issue with lighting a cigar.
No.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Oh, yeah. My first impressions, also a 10. I'm gonna have to put this out there. This was probably the best first couple puffs off a cigar I've had in recent memory. The first couple puffs really set me. This guy really gave me a hint as to how good this cigar.
Whoa!
Wow, squeaky chair.
WD-40 may be needed, or we just need to stop raiding the fridge at night. However, neither one of us is overweight, so
We're not
maybe
overweight.
it's just the free bar stools we found on the side of the road.
Indeed.
One of the two.
Indeed.
Doubt we're overweight.
And then we're gonna hop into this flavor profile rating here. The complexity, a 10. As I said, it was so complex that there were notes that I was picking up that I couldn't exactly put a finger on what it was.
That's one thing I'd like to add, is that licorice. The way the licorice was hidden, it was almost impossible to put your finger on it. I've eaten licorice, hopefully, before in my life. Hopefully you've eaten licorice before.
Indeed.
I know what licorice tastes like. To me, it tastes like, I don't know, a tree. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
The balance, going through each third, gonna give it a 9. The transitions were nice, but it wasn't as smooth as you would think. It kind of just, it didn't hop around, but you could definitely tell something mellowed out quickly and something else became prominent a lot quicker than you would like. Some people like a more smooth cigar where it takes a little bit of the, second third and the final third to pick up on those notes.
Pardon my interruption, but before we do close the clip, I have one thing I'd like to add.
Okay. Where was I at?
Sorry for taking you off track.
The ash. The ash is also going to get, it's going to get a 9 in my opinion. The ash stacked very well.
It wasn't anything crazy.
Decently white, but like you just said, nothing crazy expected out of a Davidoff, in my opinion. Going into the draw is also going to get a 9. The draw was slightly snug at the beginning.
Recording here.
Slightly snug at the beginning. Loosened up as we went through, became very nice, very effortless. Pleasantness, as Zach said, this is brand new in our reviews. And like he said, it's going to be based off the aroma of the cigar and how pleasant it is for the other people in the room. This is going to get a 10. Davidoff's...
It better get a 10 because Davidoff's room note is a 10.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it's going to get 100.
Davidoff's specifically known for their room note. And as you know, every cigar we've smoked from Davidoff has that classic Davidoff room note. And it is just so enjoyable out of the cigar.
Warm, inviting, and not harsh.
Indeed.
Unlike other cigars.
The strength and the body for this cigar is going to get an 8.
While you're on that topic, that's what I want to add. So, Finish that, and I'm gonna add it.
All right.
There's something I'm getting right now that I've never gotten with a cigar before.
Okay. So for my strength and body rating, I'm gonna give it an 8. Like I just said, strength wasn't really there. There's almost no nicotine buzz for me at the moment. It just makes it more of an enjoyable cigar, in my opinion. You don't want to get a harsh nicotine buzz off something to where you stand up and you're like, whoa, it knocks you off your feet.
Right.
Which makes this more enjoyable because the tasting notes combined with that lack of strength in the cigar really just adds to the fact that you can smoke this whenever you want, wherever you want, and it's just going to be a nice, enjoyable smoke. And then you're going to be perfectly fine afterwards and go about your day. I'm going to let you add whatever you were going to add, and then we'll get...
So, Jake may be able to agree with me on this. Something I've never had in a cigar before, and I'm getting it on this one. I mean, I've been smoking cigars for upwards of... Just give me that. I've been smoking cigars now for upwards of probably 2.5 years. And, it's hard to explain it. When you get a nicotine buzz, you kind of, especially a cigar nicotine buzz, you're like very lightheaded, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this cigar is giving me something different. It's giving me a, how do I put it into words? It's making me feel very composed, very relaxed. I feel very relaxed and just very, I don't know. It's almost like I'm just focused on this cigar, and it just kind of brought me down. It didn't. I don't have a nicotine buzz. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you're getting it. I just feel very relaxed.
Yeah.
It may be the onset of an extremely light nicotine buzz, but I just feel very collected, relaxed, calm, etc. That's all I wanted to add. I'll hand it back to Jake there.
All right. So, something I do want to note on before we finish this up with my review is we did mention the fact that the smoke was wispy and thin. As you got down to that final third, it began to pick up really fast. And now, as you could tell by those couple puffs I just took there while I was relighting, became very thick and a very white smoke. Good thing. Just wanted to note on that real quick so that you guys know. Now we're going to finish this up with my overall experience and my final rating. The experience smoking this cigar was going to get a 10. I mean, davidoff.
First.
What?
That's a first.
What's a first?
It's the first time ever given a 10 on the channel.
I didn't say that was for the total cigar. I'm just saying my experience smoking the cigar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My mistake.
So, I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Let me get it back real quick.
Chug it, train of thought.
Alright, either way. Yeah, enjoyment, 10. Cigar was very nice. Could sit here and enjoy it any day of the week. But, coming into the final review, it's going to get a 9.2 from me. For the specific reason as to the smoothness wasn't exactly how I would expect out of a Davidoff. A lot of the Davidoffs have been a lot smoother for us with the transitions and everything. Would like to see a little bit more of a smoothness there. Could do with a little bit more of an aging time there too. If it ages for a little bit longer, as you know from our previous experiences, it'll begin to become smoother, which also comes to the fact that if you get these fresh, they're going to be a lot harsher on the transitions too. Yes. And another thing that limits my review and the total score is the fact that it's $50 and you can't get them anymore.
It's gonna come
And
on
if you
our
can-
limited edition scale.
Yeah, and if you can get them,
Good luck.
dude, get them. You know what I'm saying?
You wind up
see
paying
'em-
$100 for one of them though, which is not worth it.
Nah,
My
not at all.
opinion.
This should cap at $50. I feel like this cigar is worth $50.
I agree.
But anything above that, it gets to vary, and you're like,
Right.
not worth it in my opinion. But with that being said, $50 is going to be out of a lot of people's price range here. And with that also being said, I feel like a lot of people aren't going to be willing to spend $50 on this cigar.
Most people don't want to spend more than $10 on a cigar.
Oh yeah, look
We're
at
the only idiots.
Look at
that
my
spend
stepdad.
this
He spends $5 on a cigar and thinks it's the greatest thing in the world. Like, he was literally ripping on the Year of the Dragon the other day because it's $30. He was like, oh, it was a good cigar, but not worth $30. I think that's totally worth $30 in my opinion.
I know
But
people that will say otherwise.
getting off of topic here, cigar was very good. Like I said, 9.2. Limiting factors are the smoothness and the price. Price is a big limiting factor for me, at least in my opinion. I don't want to go and spend all of my money on one cigar. Am I happy to do it every once in a while? Yes. That is why we smoke some of these expensive cigars and then transition into a more cheap cigar like this Papayego XXL here, which is about $10.
$10.99.
So,
$10 if you buy the box because of the discount.
so with that being said, I think that's gonna wrap it up here. We gave you guys the news. We gave you guys the updates for later this weekend, going into next week. And hopefully on Tuesday, we have a special video coming your way, if we can make it somewhere. I think that's going to wrap it up. I don't have much more to add there. Look forward to next week, guys. Look forward to tomorrow for a good smoke, and look forward to Sunday for a blind review.
Apologies again for lack of videos this week, as we were both extremely busy.
Mostly my fault.
And my fault. We're not going to dive into that because it's a cigar review channel. It's not.
Indeed.
It's not a.
Personal life
So
channel.
you know, what'd you do today? It's, oh, so we're going to review this cigar. Not well, you know, I drove here and
There and
Sally Fran said fuck you because you cut her in line and she didn't get her lunch meat in time.
anyways, we're going off on a tangent
You
again.
know, I'd like to say something real quick. So, you know, this is something I usually don't talk about because I don't like to go off topic. But, you know, I'm just going to say it because I know damn well nobody gets this far in the videos. And if you get this far in the videos, then comment
You're a
below.
true fan.
You're a true fan. If you get this far in the videos, then I'll send you a few sticks because we like that. So, if you get this far in the video, drop a comment, tell us what you want us to smoke. However, back to my very stupid story I'm about to tell. So today, I'm not going to tell you where we live because that would be a very stupid idea, but I was at a bakery nearby. I was getting a donut, you know. Sometimes I like to spoil myself with a little treat. And then I got a pretzel donut from my favorite bakery nearby in Pennsylvania. And I was standing in line, and the lady knows me there quite well. However, I haven't been there in over a year because it's summer. I don't want to look like a monkey. I don't want to be fat either. I'm not fat. I'm really getting off topic now. Anyways, I'm standing in line. The fuck is this? I thought we were... Oh shit, this is Frank Sinatra. Alright, we'll see if we get copyrighted. Fuck it. Anyways, I'm standing in line, and you know, this story's really dumb, so I'm not going to tell it. And I don't want to get copyrighted because the song just came on. So, Jake, wrap it up very fast.
All right.
I'll tell it in another video when I can change the music.
All right.
And I'm not pausing the song because it's way too good.
This is going to end it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys watched all the way through the video. If you did watch all the way through the video, comment down below your favorite cigar to smoke on the weekends, and we will leave a comment back to that on what we think of that cigar. Like I said, that's going to end it here. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, night, day, whenever you're seeing this, and have a good one.
Cheers.